It's time for Dents and Dreams, a paintless dent repair podcast focusing on how you can use the fruits of this wonderful trade we call PDR to achieve your wildest dreams. I'm John Bideen, your friendly neighborhood dent reaper and host of Dents and Dreams. Now, let's get started. Let's get started indeed. It has been one hell of a week. My integrity was attacked 1 week ago today, and it's been rough. I've had a ton of support. Appreciate all the messages, DMs, phone calls, etc. Sorry for the long pauses here, guys, but it's hard for me to express how hard this has been for me, one, and two, how grateful I am for all of the support. So thank you to everyone for all of that. What this episode is going to be is just a reading of my dissertation, as it's been called, or novel. All of this information has been in my brain for some time, and I had to put it all together in a nice, neat little package so that we could put this to bed for once and for all. Listen, never, ever, ever have I wanted to duplicate something. I'm not out here to do that. My intentions are to make things better, and it's where it all started with the original Dent Reaper, and so on from there. But I think it better if I do a less ad lib at this point, and we'll just do some ratings. So I'm gonna click over to my blog post at dentreaper.com and just read. So here we go. Unfounded accusations. On February 5th of 2021, unfounded accusations of plagiarism, the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own, were made against me and two of my respected colleagues. The accusations were based on the design of our new collaborative PDR tool line known as Executioners. The claim of our accuser is that the Executioner PDR tools were developed by copying the concepts of two of their existing tools. This claim was made based only on the accuser's assumptions after seeing photographs and or video of the Executioner. They had never even held the tools physically or used them for a repair. I believe this statement is inaccurate for multiple reasons. I will lay the facts out here and let you decide for yourself. That was the most disappointing part for me, is that they made these claims without all of the information. I think if they had held these tools in their hands, they would know that these don't do what their tools do, and their tools don't do what our tools do. So let me show you a little side-by-side video that I put together for this.
Okay, so here we have a pirate hook, a crane, and a pirate hook mini. And here we have the executioners. Let's start with the pirate hook. Very beefy tool, very stout, made of stainless, designed for rolling out creases back and forth. I suppose you could push with either end as well, but again, very stout and primarily used for rolling out creases. Very good for rolling out creases. Pirate hook mini, same concept, rolling out creases, push with either end. This one I have bent, and in order to do so, you'll need a hitch bender or a vise or something of that nature in order to be able to bend this tool. No flex, and that would be the pirate hook mini. Here we have a straight crane. Again, very stout tool made of stainless. No flex to this thing. Very razor sharp edge here on this rounded end, and good for direct pushing. You can do katana or samurai with it. Not my strongest technique. Not one I use. But yeah, that would be that. Zero flex on that tool. And then we have the executioners, made out of high carbon spring steel and designed to go through tight access holes in hoods, primarily designed for hail damage repair. And you have a sharp tip here for aluminum or cleaning up finer points, and in some cases you'll want to use the rounded edge here for softer pushes. So that is what that is designed for. There is some flex in here because when you get into tight access places, that's going to help you. With this curve on the end, there's going to be no flex in the pushing portion when you are twisting that tool. So that helps to strengthen your pushing surface. And then we'll examine the straight version here. Again, designed for tight access places, hoods, taillight hole plugs, door plugs, wire harness, into bracing, things of that nature. Not designed for direct pushing. You can see the flex here. It is not going to be designed for direct pushing. There's no rolling aspect. Really designed for different purposes here. This tool is going to do a lot of things that these tools don't do, and these tools are going to do things that these tools don't do. So that is that. That is all I have to say about that.
And that is all I have to say about that. But let's forge on into the dissertation here. While there are some similarities to the basic shape of the tools, there are design differences in the shapes as well. The function of the executioner is not the same. They're made from different materials, and their intended use is completely different. Now, with all these differences, I was truly perplexed by these accusations. It didn't make sense until I was informed by a mutual acquaintance that the real heart of this problem actually stems back almost 2 years ago to the release of the Reaper rods. So, in April of 2019, I paid to attend a PDR training seminar put on by the Accusing Tool Company. I learned a lot about their tools and the intended techniques. techniques that they now claim as their own. More on that later. The day before the seminar, I volunteered to help with setup at the host location. Paint touch-ups, setting up chairs and practice panels, yada yada. I met one of the seminar trainers, Cliff Raminen. That day I showed him a prototype version of the Reaper rod. He said he liked it and he had a few recommended tweaks. After the seminar, we had a happy hour of sorts. We were hanging out with guys, talking about this or that. All the attendees and trainers were still there. It was at the shop there. And my truck was parked out back. So I brought out the Reaper rod prototype that I had. So during that time, I was showing everybody this prototype, asking for feedback and or suggestions. The founder of the accusing PDR tool company included. So, do just want to show you guys the tool that I had at that moment during the show or during the seminar, and you'll see the difference.
All right, evolution of the Reaper rod. So this is the exact prototype that I brought to the seminar in April of 2019. And as you can see, this version here is made of spring steel. And these edges are not rounded off. After talking to Cliff, he did recommend that I round these off and make it stainless. And I believe just about everybody who held the original version had similar feedback. I chose to give Cliff credit because he was the first one to do so. And then obviously we came out with the ratchet handle version this year. And seen here with the tactical handle, my preferred method of use. But you can see here, very similar to the William H. Ferguson patent that expired in 1966, was filed for in 1945. And that's all I have to say about that.
And that is all I have to say about that. That says it all. You guys saw the prototype that I brought to the seminar there. And minor tweaks, minor changes in my mind. But I read on. So after the final tweaks were made to the Reaper rod design, it was time to promote the tools and get ready to put them on the market. At that time, I wanted to give credit where it was due and invited Cliff Raminen, who first suggested that I round off those edges of the signature back swoop, the heel of the tool, to help describe the benefits of his suggestion. He accepted the invite, and we did a series of social media posts describing the tool and its intended uses. After posting these videos, I did learn the accusing PDR tool company was unhappy with his involvement. I really thought they were unhappy because of his helping with the promotion. So I never heard anything of this again. In fact, in the following months of our initial meeting at the PDR training seminar, I had many interactions with the accusing PDR tool company. I purchased over $2,000 worth of tools from them at MTE Vegas, actually before the show in their hotel room. And honestly, I was very excited to have that opportunity because you guys know what it's like at their booth at a show. So that was like, I felt honored to have that opportunity. Anyway, we had a great time at PDR World Cup. I also stopped into their seminar at MTE Orlando. I purchased more tools. And honestly, never once did anyone say anything about the Reaper rod until one of their affiliated technicians posted in the comments section of their recent plagiarism post. I've worked closely with this guy on 2 different hailstorms, one in my home, one I invited him to. I don't know. I'm baffled by this. But anyway, the issue of the Reaper rod did come up while we were working at my home here. And it was more of a joking situation. We even called Cliff and had a good laugh about it. I don't know. I really somehow misunderstood this whole situation. Apparently, Cliff was in more hot water than I understood over this whole thing, and I really don't know what to say about it. Anyway, either way, this claim of ownership over the design aspects and or concepts, it's a pretty large leap for me, in my opinion. Anyway, so there's a ton of evidence here, so we're going to examine that. We'll start with a patent filed in 1945 by William H. Ferguson for, quote, a tool for reshaping automobile panels. As you'll see in the photo, the likeness to the Reaper rod and executioner, it's undeniable. I was first made aware of this patent on a live video posted during a Dentech meetup in California. I think it was at Beach Cities PDR or something like that. Not 100% sure, but this is the patent. I mean, undeniable, as I said there. Undeniable. Anyway, let's read on. I'll leave this picture up for you here. Okay, so if anyone's got a claim to the design concept, it would be William H. Ferguson. And his patent expired in 1966. If you want to read the entire patent, it's linked here on my blog post at dentreaper.com. Just go to the blog, you'll find it. Now, with this patent being expired for so long, I can't understand how anybody would be so bold as to claim ownership over its design concept. But wait, there's more. So, there's a book published in 1939 titled The Key to Metal Bumping, also linked on the blog post at dentreaper.com. These concepts, tools, and techniques that are very similar to those of the accusing PDR tool company, they claim to be their own. So in chapter 5, there's a particular passage referring to the old-time sheet metalsmiths that stands out to me. And I'm quoting it here. The requirements of their craft were that they should be able, with hand tools, to bend, beat, roll, stretch, and trim a piece of flat sheet metal. Okay, so then later in chapter 5, it seems to me that the principles of PDR were understood over 80 years ago. And I'll quote it here. A die-formed panel has a slight amount of elasticity. It is also springy. It has life or strength in that it has die-formed strains throughout the entire area which tend to hold the panel in shape unless damaged. And if damaged, these die-formed strains tend to return the panel to its proper shape, providing the damaged strains are removed in proper sequence. The necessary tools for removing or releasing the damaged strains are those which can be applied to the ridges and V-channels without further injury to the panel. The most efficient and easily used tools are those which are made from the best steels, properly designed and balanced for easy manipulation, forged and heat treated for long and hard service. All right, so now, end quote. In chapter 17, I noticed some similarities to a few of the tools pictured. I don't have that picture here, but I do have the video showing some of those tools pictured. I did order them for myself just to be sure. So, let's take a look.
Okay, so these are the tools discussed in the Key to Metal Bumping, again, published in 1939. Listen, obviously, takes a little bit more imagination to see here. And these tools would have been used with a hammer as well on the outside of the panel. The metal evolves, the tools evolve. I'm not trying to take anything away from these tools. Obviously, I own them and I use them both. But the concepts are what I apparently have been accused of plagiarizing. And I just want to show that these concepts have been around for over 80 years. And I don't think anyone can claim ownership of a concept. That's my point here. I'm not trying to take anything away. These all have been excellent tools in our industry and have made me and plenty of techs better for having them and using them properly.
So there's that. Let's read on. So I'm only pointing out this to show that these design concepts and techniques, they've been around for quite a while. Our industry grows and evolves, as do the vehicles we repair. Small incremental changes and evolutions to the tools and techniques have gotten us to where we are now and will continue to help us grow and improve as an entire industry in the future. Just to be clear here, guys, I'm not claiming that the accusing PDR tool company plagiarized these tools and techniques. I don't even know if they ever even knew about them. Doesn't matter. It's not the point. The fact is, I have nothing but respect and admiration for their tools, their techniques, and their training. The accomplishments and abilities as a PDR technician, tool innovator, and trainer of Kaz are admirable to say the least. He's a true icon of our industry. I respect that guy to the moon and back. Listen, the tools I've purchased from them, the training I've received at their seminar, all this has made me a better technician. Okay? And many other technicians have been able to improve themselves at their craft. It's truly amazing. I don't want anybody to think that I have anything but respect and admiration for these guys. They really are an asset to our industry as a whole. But my complaint is that they claim to own these concepts. They claim that anyone who attempts to utilize them is a plagiarist. These claims can only serve to stifle further innovation and hold us back as an industry. I want to be real clear on this, guys. When you claim to own a concept, it's been around since the latest I could find was 1939. And then you bully, you call somebody a thief, a plagiarist for trying to utilize these techniques. It's not good for our industry as a whole. Okay? So, to say it in their words, a direct quote from their post, we wanted to bring this issue to the entire community because we believe that it is an inexcusable behavior. We do not take this lightly. These sorts of actions harm the integrity of our community and our industry. Well said. Well said, guys. Anyway, I'm going to read on before... I'm just going to read on. I have never and will never intend to duplicate something that already exists on the market, nor would I support any intentionally copied tools. It's a waste of time and energy. I'm not out here trying to copy stuff, okay? It's preposterous. Anyway, what I believe that we should strive for improvement in all areas. We need to dream big. We need to seek out the solutions that will help each and every one of us become the best craftsmen we can be. Every tool I've designed and every one I will in the future. My goal is to increase efficiency and functionality and make the jobs of the technicians using them a little bit easier. I mean, you guys, from what I can tell, we are, as an industry, extremely innovative. Technicians are posting repairs every day that impress me. And many of us are modifying tools on the fly in order to complete repairs. I've said, I'm going to say it again. I will continue to say it. I really do believe that there are PDR techs all over the world with excellent custom tools on their carts, and I really hope that they bring them to market. I mean, look at Rick Hummer. He had those those tools on his cart for years before he brought them to market. And it's helped countless techs. Listen, I'm not scared by the competition of these new tools or potential new tools. I'm excited to see the potential for the innovation for our industry as a whole. We just have to continue to strive to be better, guys. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Before I hit the closing line here, I do want to say thank you again to everybody for sending their support my way via text, call, DM, comment. I haven't been able to read a lot of the comments. I've been blocked by a certain party. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I really do think that the merits of these tools that have been called out, the merits of the executioners are extremely high. We worked on these things for months, you guys. Testing, tweaking, going back and forth. And, I gave my best ideas. Rick gave his best ideas. We have testers. Ryan Bunt. Thanks, Dent Guy, Rye. Anyway, we really, really worked hard on this, and I really, really think it's going to be a great tool for everybody. And that was my intention this whole time. My intention was never copy Company X. That's preposterous. It's annoying. I can't even tell you guys how much this has angered me. Anyway, I'll read on for one last line. And that is, really, if you guys want to talk about this any further, give me a call. My number's not hard to find. Okay? And that includes anyone and everyone, especially if you are affiliated with the accusing tool company. You know what? Maybe we can talk about it over a beer, like gentlemen. And you know what else? I might even pick up the check, mate. And that's all I have to say about that.
Just wanted to thank you for listening to another episode of Dents and Dreams. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or complaints, I can be reached at Dent Reaper across social media. And be sure to subscribe to the Dents and Dreams Facebook group and or YouTube channel, because that's where it'll happen if and when we go live. Thanks again.